How's it going, everybody? So we 20th study for the book of Daniel. In the third year of the reign of Jehoiakim, and we also, of course, will continue our Matthew study, king of Judah, Jehoiakim, the king of Judah, came Nebuchadnezzar, king of Babylon, into Jerusalem and besieged it. So this is Israel's captivity. And the Lord gave Jehoiakim, king of Judah, into his hand, with part of the vessels of the house of God, which will certainly play a role later on in this book of Daniel. The writing on the wall, as a matter of fact, which he carried into the land of Shinar to the house of his God. And he brought the vessels into the treasure house of his God. And the king spake and said unto Ashpenaz, the master of his eunuchs, that he should bring in just a certain portion of the top bred children of Israel and of the king's bloodline and the bloodline of princes and so forth from the Israelites. Children in whom was no blemish, but well favored and skillful in all wisdom and cunning and in knowledge and in understanding science, such as had ability in them to stand in the king's palace, and whom they might teach the learning in the tongue of the Chaldeans, which of course was astrology. And the king appointed them, and Daniel's one of them. So Daniel got trained in astrology, but he never practiced the deeply satanic astrology. But he was trained in it, forcibly so, you can see. The Chaldeans were basically astrologers. Yes, in ancient history, the term Chaldean and astrologer, diviner became largely synonymous. Okay. Just want to make sure I wasn't pulling your leg there. And the king appointed them a daily certain type of training table meal, along with wine, which the king drank. So they were getting what the king ate, they got to eat. So nourishing them 3 years, that at the end thereof they might stand before the king. So, you can imagine maybe adolescence on into early teens, or early teens on into early adulthood. Not real sure. We're not actually told, per se. And Matthew 4:7-16, Jesus said unto him, It is written again, Thou shalt not tempt the Lord thy God. So speaking to the devil, again the devil taketh him up to exceedingly high mountain, and showeth him all the kingdoms of the world and the glory of them. And he saith unto him, All these things I will give thee, if you will fall down and worship me. And Jesus said, Get thee behind me, Satan, for it is written, You will worship the Lord your God, and only him you will serve. And so this tells you that Jesus did not say, Oh, you can't offer me the kingdoms of the world. No. Our God of the Bible has scripted it to where Satan runs all the kingdoms of the world, which of course are all evil. And it's all known really and truly from day one as Mystery Babylon the Great. But especially here in this time of Nebuchadnezzar, king of Babylon, is when it does begin. Then the devil leaveth him, and when we went all through Revelation 17th study a few weeks ago, I'd imagine, we kind of detailed how that worked with Nebuchadnezzar and Darius the Mede, which are here in the book of Daniel. And then the devil leaveth him, and behold, his angels came and ministered unto him. And now when Jesus had heard that John was cast into prison, he departed into Galilee. And leaving Nazareth, and leaving Nazareth, how come I can't say Nazareth? He came and dwelt in Capernaum, which is upon the sea coast in the borders of Zebulun and Nephthalim, that it might be fulfilled which was spoken by Isaiah the prophet, saying, The land of Zebulun and the land of Nephthalim by the way of the sea beyond Jordan, Galilee of the Gentiles, semicolon, end of verse. The people sat in darkness, saw a great light, and to them which sat in the region and the shadow of death, light is sprung up. All right, anyway, I'm glad you're here. I love you very much. Ask questions anytime. That's what I'm here for.